Greetings, friends of Onbu. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to the Wandering Village tutorial series, Episode 2, Symbiosis. Oh, the ask a question about the game redemption is a little messed up, isn't it? I bet I can fix that. Oh, I know what happened. It made it twice, and I kept the wrong one. That is annoying. Okay, it's fixed. Sorry about that. So the stone cutter is full of stone. That's good. Carpenter still needs a bit more wood. And the scavenger hut is almost halfway built. So Onbu is getting pretty tired, and he is going to decide to sleep pretty soon here. We're also, one thing to note, which is going to be a little dangerous, is when he does sleep, he's going to lie down. And when he lies down, the ground is highly toxic. So we're almost done with the hornblower, but I'm going to very, very quickly need the village doctor research unlocked because we're about to get poisoned like a whole lot. So I'm going to research village doctor next. This is the hornblower. The hornblower can only be built at the front of Onbu, so that he can actually hear the horn being blown. And I'll build the path out to the hornblower as well. But yeah, Onbu's about to go to sleep, and when he lays down, we're going to get poisoned hardcore. Not going to be a good time. Are there hostiles in this game? No, there's no raiders. There are... The hostiles would be either starvation or infection or poison. I will show you infection eventually. I'm sure will happen upon it. But that can be really hard to deal with early on. Oh, and Onbu is now sitting. So here we go. Getting poisoned. And we only have 20% of the village doctor researched. Ow. Is all I'm going to say. Do you always have the same layout? No. So certain objects like the hornblower always has to be built at the front, but in terms of the terrain itself, it is random. So each time you play, spikes will be in different locations, boulders will be in different locations, you'll have different trees and tree trunks and all that stuff. Right, Deku? And Scorpioza? Pesky Phoenix? Glitch? Louie? Rafferty? Taking a look. Nobody's poisoned yet. Interesting. They have a high tolerance. One way to resist poison is the nicer the houses are, the more resistant they will be to poison. So these basic tents don't have particularly high resistance. These basic tents are also easy to be destroyed. That's, I guess, another threat. You can have thunderstorms and windstorms that will destroy buildings. They're not so fun. They wreck your day. Does Onbu get sick while sleeping? Yes. Yeah, he suffers the same poison toxicity that you do. He just has a much higher tolerance. So it's important for you to take care of Onbu. Seems like his toxicity is slowly rising. Yeah. In the jungles have highly toxic ground. So it causes a lot of toxicity gain. The next thing I want to do is to build a farm. Where should my farm land? Maybe here? Yeah. Maybe back here. That'll work. Get beet farming, or depending on the biome, whatever available resources there are for me to be farming. Hey, Klein, thanks for the resub. The crazy amount of time that you have. Oh, yeah, we do have some people that are poisoned. So Deku here is poisoned. You can see the little symbol over his head. He just succumbed to poison. And hopefully he'll research a cure. Here it is. All right, I'm gonna pause just a second. Make sure I'm paused. Open the research tree and take a look. So here are some of the options that we have. We could do dung collection, Onbu doctor, Onbu kitchen, food stand, warehouse, hut, decontaminator, or cactus. And I'm gonna have you guys vote. So there's the poll over there, and that will help to determine what project we take. Give you just a minute to vote on that. With the Onbu doctor, with the village doctor rather, researched, I am going to get that one constructed super high priority. The problem here is I was working on the scavenger hut, but I'm going to cancel it so that the resources that were in their scavenger's hut will be repurposed for the village doctor because it is more urgent. Actually, all of this stuff should be not highest priority, so that the village doctor is the first thing that we make, because I would not want to lose people if I can help it. Yep, and there's another one that succumbed to the poison. Pesky Phoenix. And down here in the bottom left, you can see many of my villagers are poisoned. We're working on that. All right, so Onbu research. Let me pick. We're going to go with Onbu Doctor, so that I can help him out as well, as his toxicity does climb just like mine. Come on, deliver it. Deliver the lumber. There we go. It's getting built. All right, I'm going to employ 3 doctors for now, which is overkill for a villager size, but it's just that I have a lot of people to cure. And then we will reinvest in that scavenger hut that I canceled because of all the poisonings. So what ends up happening here is the village doctors will walk to the people who are sick. So let's watch one, Flash Firestorm. And he grabs herbs from the herbalist or from storage, and then walks to the people who are sick and cures them. So I think right now Takarosh is about to get cured. Yep, there it is, and as did Lahina Boy. Both got cured by village doctors. Just in time. Really, it was close. That's what you get for playing on veteran difficulty, and forgetting to cut down one tree, which caused a whole bunch of things to go wrong. Question. There are nomads up ahead, so do we... Oh, that's the wrong poll. Do we accept the nomads? Yes or no? So these are poisoned nomads, so they're going to be sick. And I'll have to tend to them. I'm sort of told that ahead of time. And here are some random gatherers that are sick as well. And they just kind of are waiting for the doctor to tend to them. So far I haven't had any death, but hopefully I can keep it that way. Onbu, can you get up and start walking? Because oh my god, do I need you to move, dude. I do not want to be in this jungle laying on the ground any longer. It is killing me. Alright, at this point, I think the majority of those that are sick got cured. So I'm going to employ one more herbalist to get our herb count back up. And I'm going to reduce our village doctor by 1. Because we don't seem to need the village doctor quite as urgently as we did moments ago. Do we need more tents? If we add the people, we will, yeah. We don't really have the resources for it just yet, but we should soon. I'm also on the cusp of not being able to feed my people. We are working on the farm, but until then, I'm gonna manually cut down some of these berry bushes as well. Okay, there we go. It's gonna be a lot easier now that Onbu is up, because the toxicity in the air is a lot lower than the ground. Do higher tier houses hold more people? Yes. So the hut holds 6. The cottage holds 4. So the cottage is the highest tier house, and it holds fewer than the hut, but it that's what people obviously most prefer to live in, is the cottages. Our wood situation needs remedying. And Onbu is also getting kind of hungry and a little sick. And we have a spore cloud up ahead. Oh no, I am not ready for that. Okay, well, that's gonna be fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, you guys want me to pick them up. I get 1 healthy and 2 poisoned. My population has leveled up. My villagers' needs have been increased. Check on the top bar. So here, they have a requirement of housing, not being poisoned, food quality, and hunger, because our population level is camp. If you're curious about the population levels, that would be found in the encyclopedia here, down in villager needs, or rather pop level. So there's basic, camp, settlement, village. Alright, my researchers don't have anything going on. I am going to start researching what I think I need to survive at this point. So I'm going to do Onbu. We have the Onbu doctor. I'll do Onbu kitchen, because he's looking pretty hungry. So here's the Onbu doctor. The Onbu doctor is just like the village doctor, but specifically for Onbu, delivering Onbu the care that he requires. And I'll stick this here. Not urgent that we get that built, because Onbu's toxicity levels aren't terrible. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. We are heading to an Onbu sleeping spot, but I don't have the hornblower just yet. I'm going to high prioritize the hornblower and then add another carpenter and try to get enough wood to get that hornblower in time. I doubt it will happen. But you never know. Problem is, some of the wood that we had is going to need to be used to set up the tent too. So there's competing needs. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to get it in time. The hornblower can tell Onbu to, like, rest rather than sleep. So there's a possibility of kind of slowing him down. There's actually a lot of ways to slow Onbu down, not just the hornblower, and we'll get into that later. But here's a little bit of a respite where it's free of toxicity because we're on the sleeping spot. But here he is plowing past it. Oh! He doesn't trust my commands. So the hornblower is the first object that requires a full staff. Obviously, it's a full staff of just one, but a full staff to be able to control. And here's what I can tell him to do so far. So we can either tell him to lie down, walk, or run. And that means that you guys are going to be able to pick the direction that we go coming up. So either we can go south along this path to the right here, or we can go north this way. So there's the pole. Just because you're able to vote on it doesn't necessarily mean Onbu's going to listen to you, though. Just to throw that up there. Onbu might just be like, that's cool, but like, no, I'm not listening to you. Entirely possible. Oh, man. And here is a spore cloud. That's going to be fun. By fun, I mean not at all. It's going to be horrible. So if you take a look at the events, see the dotted white lines here and here? Some of the events won't necessarily interact with you unless you're on top of it. So if this spore cloud was moving, let's say, to the south, I might be able to avoid it. In fact, I don't think I'm walking into it right now because it moved off of the path that we're walking on, which, if that is the case, it is nice because those spores are really hard to deal with early game. I wouldn't mind running into one just to show you the difficulty, however. Be happy to do that. All right, here we go. Next research. So you guys want me to go north? What research do we go for? So let me show you that right now. In terms of the research tree, if we went village research, I would probably go for cactus plantation. If we went resources, it would obviously be dung. And if we went Onbu, I would get the feeding trebuchet to be able to feed Onbu. A huge part of this game is allocating resources where you need resources, moving people around from different jobs, making sure that they're all being productive. So that's kind of what I'm doing in the background, is just shuffling manpower or village power constantly in order to make sure that everyone is working efficiently. All right, you guys wanted north, so I'm going to tell Onbu to go north. Oh, here's the pole. Oh, okay. This is different. This is the integration. Nice. I have no... I think you just type yes or no. Neat. Very, very neat. I didn't know how that worked, but there you go. Rodamont asks Onbu to go north. Shall it comply? Hey, you guys are Onbu. Dang. Onbu accepts my command. Okay, in the future when I decide on directions to go, I'm going to use that mechanic instead. I rather like that. That's pretty cool. Alright, now that he's going north, I don't need the hornblower. I'm going to close it down so that that person can act as a general worker. And it looks like we're heading towards the desert biome, but also to the Onbu feeding spot. So that's going to be a really good way to get Onbu some food. And then perhaps he'll sleep in the sleeping spot, which would be nice as well. Farm's getting built. Awesome. Scavenger hut's getting built. Yes! I'm very excited about the scavenger hut. It is so very powerful. So full staff is required. And the way these work is you can send out, well, once the hut is manned. We're waiting on you, Wuluder. There we go. So now that it is staffed, we can send my people out somewhere in the world here. And the way this works is the further from Onbu it is, the longer it takes for a round trip. So going out to this quarry, for instance, takes 10 hours. Going out to this oasis takes a day and 9 hours. Going out to this ruined settlement takes almost 2 days. So scavenging the places that are closest to you are going to be the most beneficial, or at least yield the most resources in the given amount of time. So I'm going to have them head out to a quarry. And what happens here is they start the scavenging, and then every now and then when you scavenge stuff, you are given special events. So if I end up with one of the special events, I'll show you. So here we go. This is our farm. It works the same way that the herbalist does. It is also going to need its own water and water well, air well rather, and that kind of stuff. And then the plant zones work the same way as well. So I'm going to designate some plots. I'm going to say like that. And get 4 people working there. And we're going to plant beets because it is the correct temperature to plant beets. And put a water tank in there. And there we go. Let's go with the tree and this air well first. So here's my little beet farmers. And once we start yielding beets on the top left, at my kitchen, I can either build a second kitchen or set them up to periodically make beet soup. Oh, and you're back. Okay, let's send you out to the ruined settlement. Ooh, there's a shrine out there. That's where I'm heading next. It is entirely possible to have a labor shortage, and I can show you that. Done. Not enough workers available. I only had 4 people available. One of the problems of having as many people, like all of the jobs taken all at once, is then you end up in a situation where you won't have general workers, which means that trees aren't getting cut down, things aren't getting hauled, etc., etc. So I'm actually going to reduce the farmers down to 3 so that I have 2 general workers who are freed up. Oh, here's a sandstorm that we pass through up ahead. That's not good. And we are about to enter a new zone. So we're entering an arid zone, which is not going to have water. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. We are coming up on next research. So if we take a look here, we are getting the feeding trebuchet. You guys can tell me to research Onbu stuff. If we go Onbu, it would be pet Onbu. If we go resources, it would be dung. And then if we go village, it would be cactus. That is left up to you all. And we are about to enter the biome. There it is. So Onbu has entered the desert biome. Obviously, it's colored differently. One thing to note is, in the desert biome, my beets won't grow anymore. So they won't die, but they won't grow. I am going to tell them not to plant, but to harvest. So anything that is harvestable, they'll pull out of the ground. And I'm going to reduce the workforce down to 1 farmer. Because basically there isn't work to do there anymore. The other thing is that the arid biome doesn't really have toxicity, which is kind of nice. So we're not going to get poisoned here. But the other thing is, if we take a look at the air well does not produce water at all. So we basically have no water whatsoever. The only water that we have here is going to be obtained through cacti. And Onbu has decided to lie down himself. My scavenging party just brought home 24 bread, but they both got poisoned. So the village doctor is going to need to tend to them. Oh, it's already happening. And you guys wanted resources, so let's get the dung collector. So if we're going to do dung collection, I am going to start to work on a path back there. And then my team here is going to go out to this mine for usually iron. Oh, I should have gone to the shrine. I'll do that next. Onbu's going to be here in a minute. He's tired. I am also very low on wood. And here's some stone that has regenerated. As you can see, originally I had dragged a selection box over all of this, and these 2 pieces are new since I've last done that. you're back. Yeah, I could do the Oasis. That's a quick travel. The Oasis usually gives you water. Sometimes it'll also give you sand. And some other things as well. Okay, farmer, you're done. Farm is gonna get shut down. We can't plant beets here. It's one of the reasons why really early on I said berries is very reliable, because you collect berries in all biomes, whereas the other resources cannot be collected all the time. Nope. Feeding trebuchet I'll just put here. Getting a little crowded, but that's fine. Alright. Taking a look at my resources, I really need wood and stone. We have some stone that is just sitting... Oh no, the scavenger hut already used it. Let's get out to that shrine. So another thing to look at is to try to time passing through the sandstorm when it won't destroy us. So see how it just passed through the path? I am going to use my hornblower to tell Onbu to run, and he accepts the command. So we're going to run through the dangerous zone before the light sandstorm circles back and ruins our buildings. So that's one of the reasons why you should have a symbiotic relation with Onbu, is that you can have him look after you in order for you to avoid calamities. We're also about to hit, yep, here it is, a short heat wave. So this short heat wave is also going to stop our herbalist from even being able to do any herbalism. That's how hot it is. I'm going to keep employing the herbalist here anyway, because it doesn't really matter. It's a short heat wave, but just keep in mind that, like, you can't even plant herbs in this kind of heat. And I have a poll up whether we accept the next set of nomads, and I am going to issue Onbu the command to go south at this next crossing, and you guys can vote yes or no in chat whether you want him to comply. So north looks like it's more desert, south looks like it's jungle. The reason I voted for south is I'm able to farm beets in the jungle, even though the jungle is slightly more poisonous. Whereas if we continue going north, we're going to be completely reliant upon berries. And you guys have voted that Onbu does listen to me. Nice. Thank you for that. You are my Onbu. I love that. I love how you're my animal boss. So my scavengers just brought back one knowledge from this shrine that I scouted. And what knowledge does, if you take a look at the research tree, is it allows you to unlock certain buildings that have research requirements. So it looks like we're going to accept the nomads. So what I'm going to do is poll about next research. But this opens up some options. So if we do village research, I would probably research decontaminator or cactus. For resources, it would definitely be bile extractor, for sure. Bile extractor is a very important resource. And then for Onbu, it would be probably pet Onbu, my guess would be. So I'll have you guys vote on that. I'm also going to kick off the first giveaway. So Strayfawn has donated 3 copies, or 3 CD keys to me. I know the giveaway timer is hard to read, but it's over here right above the poll. And at the end of the giveaway, one of you will get a CD key from me. If you're wondering, the game releases on September 14th, so it's not a key that you're going to be able to use before the 14th, but you'll have a full-fledged game at the end of that giveaway. So good luck to all of you. And all you have to do is be active in the chat. It's open to everybody. Subscribers, non-subscribers, it makes no difference. There's no extra luck for subscribers or regulars or anything like that. Which does mean I should get the keys ready. Oh, Onbu's going to sleep. Right in front of the nomads. Oh, that's just sort of insult to injury. I love it. He's like, oh, you wanted me to keep marching? Guess what? I'm going to sleep. He's a noisy boy. Alright, I got the keys ready now. Good. My stonecutter and my carpenter are reporting that they don't have materials. So let's go and grab a little bit more trees and stone. It's kind of urgent. And you guys wanted village research next, so we'll go with cacti. Cactuses allow you to obtain water in desert biomes, which is going to be really nice for us to have later on. What research after this? Actually, you know what? I'm going to decide the research after this, because I think there's something that is more urgent than everything else, and I would not... I don't want to assume that you guys would know what that is. Because this game's not released, so... totally makes sense. So here's the dung collector. The dung collector collects dung. Okay, that's obvious, but dung can be used to make decontamination gases or compost to aid your farms. One of the things about the dung collector is it's actually pretty far away from the rest of the village, as is sort of this section, but this section does have berries available for people to eat. So one of the things that you want to think about for the dung collector is whether or not you, A, want a warehouse to be able to store the byproducts of the dung, and B, whether you want a, where is it? The food stand. So food stand allows you to employ one person to have a little mini pantry or kitchen in a remote location so that they can feed themselves more effectively if the building is distant to your village center. So one of the things I did do here is my village center is kind of positioned north, as you can see. Whereas if it was here, it'd be kind of more in the center, but it's because I wanted to use most of this dirt area to build in, because dirt is generally not that useful, whereas the soil is very useful. Lady Shell, thanks for the gifted subs. And Rev as well. And the bits. And so much. There's so much going on. I'm sorry I haven't been mentioning it all, but that's why I have that feed up there. Okay, scavenging party returned. Definitely make sure to deploy your scavenging parties like as often as they are off cooldown, because you're going to want to amass resources. So I've been sending them to mines in order to get iron ore, and right now I'm sending them also to a dune to get sand. What I will say as a veteran player, because I've played this a lot in my own time to prepare for this, is get sand. Get a lot of sand. And then get more sand. It might be coarse and gets everywhere, but you're going to need a whole lot of it. Just trust me on that. It's one of the limiting factor resources for later in the game. You're going to want some sand. Whoa, critical foxes. Jesus. All right, I guess I'm going to be pink now because you guys are just so generous. Cheers. And we have got no seconds left on that giveaway. There it is. Congratulations. Legio Nonus. You get yourself a copy. Let me figure out how I can even whisper you your CD key. Sorry about that. That's just Twitch loving the autoplay. Because, you know, totally necessary for that to happen. I suppose in the future, moderators, I could have given you the CD keys to dole out, but here I am just super micromanaging and doing a poor job of it. All right, there you go. There's your CD key, and congratulations on your copy of the game. Oh, man. Mr. Foxes. Angel investor has arrived. Cheers. So the dung collector requires more wooden slabs or planks and slabs. So I will keep sending my scout team out to get resources. We have decided to go south, so Onbu's about to get back up and head south. One thing to note is when Onbu walks away from a scouting point, it doesn't actually increase the amount of time. So the time it takes to scout a location doesn't depend on Onbu's rate of movement or anything. It's calculated the moment you leave. So if you're walking towards something, obviously it's going to take a less amount of time. So try to scout out areas that are like close to you. But I would say really early on, you're going to want to scout shrines no matter what, because shrines are your tech tree. So, all right. So the thing I really wanted to research here was bile extractor, because we're definitely going to need one of those, at least one, if not more. I'm pretty low on food. We still have a decent amount of water because we haven't been using it. And you guys voted for yes nomads. So 3 more nomads, and I'm going to need 2 more tents to accommodate them. I'm just going to build 3 tents. I'll build 1 extra at a time. You just added it on Steam? You are welcome. I'm glad it worked for you. I really hope that Twitch autoplay doesn't keep hammering me with loud nonsense. So taking all my resources, yeah, it's wood. So let's keep queuing up these trees to be cut down as a high priority. I don't really care about this path or the dung collector just yet. And in a moment here, we should... Oh, it's going to be a little while in order to get into the jungle again. You have no idea what's going on? Yeah, it's the rattling college fund that you're adding to right now. Thank you for tuning in to The Wandering Village, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 10th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that the series has since ended. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhodamont.com has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers that showed up to support me during this live stream, viewers like you on YouTube, and my Patreon patrons on patreon.com/Rhodamont. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.